The Baba Ghoulie Show is brought to you by OTR Halloween Holidays.
Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
Salud, your health, senor.
The world toasts Roma, and Roma toasts the world. The wine for your table is Roma, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is the man in black here for Roma Wines to introduce this weekly half hour of Suspense. Tonight in Hollywood, our stars are Mr. Robert Young and Margot. The suspense play which stars Robert Young and Margot, and which is produced and directed by William Spear, is A Tale of Ordeal by Fire by Cornell Woolrich. And so, with The Night Reveals and with the performances of Robert Young and Margot, Roma again hopes to keep you in suspense.
Tell us the story, Mr. Jordan. It might help to get it out of your system.
Yes. Go ahead, Harry.
What? Tell it here, Marie, in front of you?
Sure, I can stand it if you can.
Well, all right. I'll tell it from when I first began to know, for sure, 2 weeks ago. I should have known before that something was wrong. I should have known by her eyes. There was a queer look in them, staring at me one minute and avoiding me the next. Well, I came home late one Monday night. They were asleep, my son Johnny and my wife here, Marie. I lay in bed reviewing my day's work. You see, I'm an investigator for the Herkimer Fire Insurance Company. And while thinking about the fire on 2nd Avenue, I fell asleep. Suddenly, I was sitting bolt upright, wide awake, with a strange feeling of being alone in the room. I looked towards Marie's bed. It was too dark to see. I called, "Marie. Marie." There was no answer. I got up and walked to her bed. The quilt was bunched up. I pulled the covers down. The bed was empty. In the bathroom. No, she wasn't there. And not in Johnny's room either. Johnny was alone. Marie wasn't in the apartment. I put on the light and looked at my watch. It was 2 a.m. Got dressed and walked out and rang for the elevator. It was nothing. Of course, it was nothing important, but my heart kept hammering away.
Morning, Mr. Jordan. Kind of late for the...
Yes, good morning, Steve. Did you see my wife go down?
Yes, Mr. Jordan. About half an hour ago, I'd say.
Yes, of course. Did you see which way she went?
Yes, she went towards 3rd Avenue. Said she was going
Went to the drugstore, I guess.
Yes, that's right. There's one over on 96th Street. Open all night.
Thanks. That was it. She went to the drugstore. I was worried over nothing at all. I didn't know what to do quite. I didn't want to follow her, but the elevator boy was watching me, so I strolled easily along towards 3rd Avenue. I stood on the deserted dark corner and looked up and down the street. Then I saw her coming. She was walking towards me briskly.
Harry, what are you doing here?
Well, I got up and saw you were gone, and
I couldn't sleep. I had a dreadful headache, so I decided to go down for some aspirin.
Yes. Yes, of course. The drugstore on 96th Street. But you were coming from 98th Street.
I took a little walk. I thought some fresh air would do me some good.
Yes, it is a nice night.
I've only been gone about 10 minutes.
Steve says you were gone about a half hour.
It was only 10 minutes. What time is it now?
2:35.
I've been out for almost 15 minutes.
Oh, it's more than...
It was 15 minutes, no more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Everything seemed all right. Still, I felt something was wrong. We got into our apartment and we both went to bed. For a minute or so, we said nothing.
You've been working hard, Harry. Don't you think you ought to take a week off and sort of rest up?
Oh, I feel perfectly all right, dear. There's nothing wrong with me.
Listen. A fire. A fire.
Yes, not far. Over east a couple of blocks. By the river, I'd say. That's my district.
A fire.
Oh, what the... Hello.
Hello, Harry. I'm sorry to wake you in the middle of the night. There's a bad one over near you between 2nd and 3rd. Maybe a total loss.
Between 2nd and 3rd, Mr. Parmenter? An apartment building?
Yeah, 98th Street, 340 East 98. I called you because I'd like you to go there direct first thing in the morning instead of come at the office, okay? I'll meet you there.
Okay, Mr. Parmenter. Good night.
A fire? On 98th Street?
Yeah. I couldn't see Marie in the dark. I knew she was staring at me. I was very tired. Good night, Marie.
Good night, Harry.
This is a story of a husband and a wife. In a moment, as the story continues, we shall learn how they came to know that death was living with them. Tonight, the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, brings you Robert Young and Margot as stars of Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills.
Somewhere tonight, perhaps in Havana, Cuba, a man and a girl sit at a table in a gay cafe. Music, laughter fill the big room. A tropic breeze stirs the palms on the terrace. As we watch, the young man pours wine into their glasses. They raise them in a toast to each other.
Salud.
Salud. Ah, an excellent wine, Verda. As pleasant to the taste as your beauty is to the eye.
Oh.
Do you know where this fine wine comes from? It comes from our good neighbor to the north, Los Estados Unidos, from America. His name is Roma.
Yes,
Roma.
from our own America, from our own sunny California come Roma wines. Made in California for the enjoyment of the world. Doesn't that tell you all you need to know to make you want to choose Roma wines for your own use? Whether your particular preference is for a nut brown sherry, a delicious red claret, a full-bodied burgundy, when you choose Roma, you know you are getting the world's best wine value. For Roma wines are America's largest selling wines. Only through such tremendous popularity can Roma afford to sell so reasonably wines into which have gone all the care and wine knowledge that produce wine masterpieces. There is a Roma wine for every taste. Simply choose the one you like best. Roma wine, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
And now it is with pleasure that we bring back to our soundstage Mr. Robert Young as Harry Jordan and Margot as Marie, his wife, in The Night Reveals, a story well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Go on, Mr. Jordan.
Well, gentlemen, the next morning I went over to 98th Street to inspect the remains of number 340 and to see if there was evidence of anything suspicious about the origin of the fire. Mr. Parmenter was there.
Well, there it is, gutted. I guess we'll be paying off on this one, all right.
Yeah, completely burned out. Anyone hurt?
Well, a few, but no one dead. Lucky they just installed the new fire escapes.
Just the walls left. That fire must have been quite a sight in the height of its glory.
Yeah, quite a sight. Hey, those walls look pretty bad. They might collapse almost any time.
Yeah, the building will have to be raised. That fire did a good job.
Oh, here's the commissioner.
Hello, Parmenter. Jordan.
How are you, Mr. Morale?
You know anything about the fire, Commissioner?
No, not a thing.
Well, we'll take a look.
I wouldn't go in there, Jordan. Those walls are pretty
I
bad.
can take care of myself.
Maybe you better not go inside, Harry.
Don't worry about me. I know fires as well as anyone. You stay outside, Mr. Parmenter. I'm going in. I walked gingerly into the blackened, ruined hallway, in ashes up to my ankles, until I reached the remains of the stairway. Underneath were several baby carriages, just twisted pieces of metal. A burned fragment of something fell nearby.
Come on back, Jordan.
I'm all right. I poked around the carriages, sifting through the clean, fine ashes. Something caught my eye. A glob of yellow metal. I picked it up. Then I worked my way out.
Going through, isn't she?
Yep. Clean through. Nothing left of her.
Did you find anything, Harry?
Nothing much. The fire started in the hallway, all right. Cellar's untouched. Fire works its way up.
What's that in your hand?
Well, that is just a piece of metal I found. Here. I just picked it up for my kid. He likes shiny things.
What do you think, Commissioner?
Probably one of those gadgets they have on baby carriages.
No, I guess you're right. It isn't anything.
But it was something. I had run my fingernail across this glob of metal. It looked like gold. I decided to examine it in detail at home.
Hello, Daddy.
Hiya, Johnny.
Mama says I was bad today.
Harry, you're home early.
Yes, I got through sooner than I expected, and
What is it, Harry?
Your locket. You're not wearing it. You never had it off before.
My locket? Well, don't you remember?
Daddy, can I go over to see Davy Taylor for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
All right. Gee, thanks, Daddy.
You shouldn't have done that. I didn't want him to go. He hasn't had his dinner.
Never mind, Johnny. What did you say happened to the locket?
Well, I gave it to you.
To me?
Yes, I put it in your pocket to have it fixed. The catch was loose.
I don't remember.
You've been very forgetful lately. Very forgetful.
Maybe you thought you gave it to me.
No, I put it in your pocket, Harry. I forgot to mention it to you. I wanted you to take it to the jeweler's and get the catch fixed. I just put it in your coat pocket while you were shaving.
When?
Yesterday? Yes. Yesterday morning.
Then it should be in my pocket now. I wore this suit yesterday, too. Nothing in my pockets, Marie.
Well?
Marie.
Yes, Harry?
Is anything wrong with you? Don't you feel...
With me? No, of course not. I'm all right. I'm perfectly all right. There's not a thing wrong with me.
You look worried, as if you've got something on your mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I've just been having a headache.
Maybe you ought to see a doctor.
Oh, no, it really doesn't amount to much.
Well, I think I'll take another look for the locket. Which suit did you say you put it in?
Your blue suit, I think. Oh, maybe it was the gray, though. I don't quite...
I couldn't make it out. What had she done with the locket? Had she pawned it? Had she given it away? Then I remembered something. I went into the bathroom and locked the door. I looked at this shapeless little glob of yellow metal. I rubbed the blackened spots away, all of it, until it was gleaming. I studied it, turning it over and over. I noticed a thin crack. It was small, so I took a nail file out of the medicine chest and began to file it. I kept filing until I had enlarged the crack to the full length of a piece of gold. Then I slipped the nail file inside and pried it open. Tiny fragments of glass, and then I saw a piece of scorched paper. It was a photograph. Picture of my son, Johnny. This glob of metal was my wife's locket. I put the locket and the picture in my pocket and walked out. For the next hour, I sat trying to read a book while Marie busied herself, first feeding Johnny and then helping him with his homework.
What's the largest continent in the world?
Oh, I know. It's Asia.
And the next largest?
Oh, that's easy. Africa. It's full of jungles. That's where Tarzan lives.
Isn't it time for Johnny to be in bed?
Oh, yes, I had no idea it was so late. Run along to your room, Johnny. I'll be in a minute.
All right, Mother. Good night, Dad.
Good night, Johnny. Sleep well.
He's getting along very well in school, except for arithmetic. He seems to be having a little trouble.
Oh, Johnny will be all right.
Yes. Johnny will be all right. I know he'll be all right.
I watched her. She seemed very uneasy. I walked over to my pipe rack where I kept several books of matches in a jar. There weren't any there. All this time, I knew she was watching me closely. I looked behind the rack. There wasn't a match around. What the devil happened to all my matches?
I have a match here. Let me light it for you.
Did you take the matches out of the jar, Marie?
Well,
Did you?
Yes, I needed them in the kitchen. Shall I light your pipe for you?
No, I'll light it myself. I picked a match out of the booklet. It was a clean white match with a green head. I struck it against the side. The match sputtered up into a yellow flame, fringed on the bottom with blue. Marie stared at it until I felt the sharp bite of the flame on my thumb.
Would you like a cup of tea, Harry?
No, dear, I don't think so. I watched her. Her hand casually brushed along the table and picked up the matches. Marie!
Oh.
Leave the matches on the table.
I need them. I'm rather short of matches, and the pilot light isn't working.
Is this the only book of matches in the house?
I'll have to get some tomorrow. Where are you going, Harry?
Get a drink of water.
No. I'll get it for you, Harry.
Never mind, Marie. I'll get it myself. I went into the kitchen. There was a paper bag alongside the gas range. Matches. All thrown in, helter-skelter. Books of matches and safety matches, all mixed together. I walked back and sat down in my chair. She sat a few feet away, torturing a handkerchief. She looked so helpless and terrified that my anger passed away. Marie, you've been having headaches lately. Perhaps you ought to see a doctor. You haven't been looking too well.
I'm just tired. It's nothing serious.
Look, how would you like to go away for a few days? Take a vacation. I'll get a maid to take care of Johnny and me. It'll do you a lot of good.
No, I don't need a vacation. There's nothing wrong with me, but, Harry, there is...
Yes?
There's nothing the matter with...
You were about to say something else.
I've got to go into Johnny's room and see that he's covered. He always throws the covers off.
I sat there looking at the door. Then I glanced about the room. There was the pack of matches lying open on the table. I closed the cover, and my eye caught her purse lying nearby. It was bulging.
Harry!
Well, what's the matter?
My purse!
Yes, your purse. Here, look. See, the handle's loose. And it's full of matches. A dozen books of them. And these newspaper clippings.
Give it back to me.
Why are you saving these clippings? Why do you carry matches with you?
I bought the matches in a store. They were a dozen for 5 cents.
These clippings, look here. Fire on 112th Street causes severe damage. And these others. Why are you saving these clippings, Marie?
There's nothing wrong in that. I'm interested in your work. I intend to keep a file on fires. It'll help you in your work.
Well, that's very considerate, Marie.
Oh, Harry, you're so good. Why should this have to happen to us?
Towards midnight, I went to bed. Marie didn't follow me. I lay in the semi-darkness, wide awake, trying to think what I should do. I couldn't collect my thoughts. Every time I closed my eyes, I could see the flame of the match, yellow and blue, crawling along the matchstick. Then Marie came in with a cup of steaming liquid.
Drink this, Harry. It'll help you sleep.
Oh, what is it?
It's cocoa. It's very good for you.
I'm not the one that's having trouble falling asleep.
We both couldn't sleep last night. I'm taking some of this myself as soon as I go to bed.
All right, leave it on the nightstand.
Be sure to drink it while it's hot.
Yes, Marie, I will.
Good night, darling.
Good night, Marie. Cocoa. Then suddenly I knew. I looked around quickly for something to pour it in. There was the radiator pan. It was empty. I poured the cup of liquid into it. Then I lay back and waited. Waited for her next move. About a half hour later, I heard the door open softly and Marie tiptoed towards my bed.
Harry. Are you asleep?
I didn't answer, but breathed evenly. She hovered for a moment over me, then she tiptoed out, carefully closing the door behind her. I dashed out of bed and hurried into my clothes. Quickly, I poured the liquid from the pan into a bottle and put it into my pocket. Then I grabbed my coat and followed her. I rang for the elevator. She had only a few minutes headway. I would catch up to her easily, and then we'd have a showdown. Steve looked at me with controlled amazement. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Mr. Jordan.
My wife went down a moment ago, didn't she?
Yes, Mr. Jordan. Just took her down.
She went towards 3rd Avenue, didn't she?
I think so. She sort of stopped me for a minute and then turned towards 3rd. Had to get back to the elevator because you were ringing.
When I reached the corner, I looked up and down 3rd Avenue, and I saw her. She was walking north. I crossed to the other side of the street and followed her, keeping at a distance. At 98th Street, she turned east. Down the middle of the block was the remains of last night's fire. She paused in front of the gutted building for a long time, just stood there, looking at it. Then she walked inside. I waited for a few seconds and then followed her. It was pitch dark in the burnt-out hallway. Ahead of me, I could see the glow of a match. Then I saw what she was doing. She was collecting the charred debris near the baby carriages. How foolish. There wasn't anything that could burn there now. She lit another match. I watched the flame light up her face. A face so intent upon her work that she didn't hear me approach. Marie?
Who's there?
It's me, Harry.
Harry, why did you...
Come along, Marie. We'd better get out of here. The police. I took her hand, and without a word, she came along. We walked home in complete silence. We both knew. When we came to our apartment house, I stopped and rang for the elevator. In the light of the hallway, I could see her face. My wife's face. Ashy gray. Her eyes bright and painful. You run upstairs, Marie. I'll be along in a minute.
Harry, where are you going?
I'll be right back.
Please, Harry, don't do anything.
You run along, Marie.
You're not going to...
No, I'm only going to the drugstore to get something. I'll be back in a few minutes. I came home a half hour later. She was waiting for me.
Did you do it, Harry? Harry, please tell me. I've got to know.
I had the cocoa you gave me analyzed.
I'm sorry. I had to do it. Don't you see? I couldn't help it.
It was very easy for the druggist, especially when I told him what I thought was in it. Sodium amytal. That's the stuff that makes you sleep through an earthquake.
Please try to understand, Harry. You must understand.
Is the kid asleep?
Yes, Johnny's all right.
I was sorry for Marie. She looked so haggard and worn. It wasn't her fault. I was sorry for myself. My head was roaring. I wasn't feeling too well. Kept seeing sparks in front of my eyes. I closed my eyes for a moment.
Let's go to bed, Harry.
Marie, we can do something. Let's burn up every match. Every match in the house. We'll never bring another match in here.
No, Harry, we can't do that.
You don't want to?
No, Harry, not now.
See, this is the first book. It's turning black. We'll do it with every book of matches.
It's no use, Harry.
Strange, isn't it, that this should happen to me? Me, a fire inspector. That's funny. Give me the matches, Marie, all the matches.
No, I can't do it. I won't.
Give them to me.
Please don't take them. I'll do anything you want, anything.
Where did you hide them? Tell me, where are they?
Inside the range, behind the paper bag.
I dropped her hand and she sank to the floor in a huddle, weeping. Then I went into the kitchen and got all the matches. By now, my anger was cooling off. Look, Marie, look up. See? I'll light each book of matches, one at a time, until they're all gone up in smoke. The yellow flame licked its way down the matches. The cover caught fire and blackened. I watched her look at the flame with dazed eyes.
Listen, Harry, do you hear?
Just someone in the hall.
Oh, it's more than someone. Something's happened. Something has happened.
I'll take a look.
Hey, Mr. Jordan, the house is on fire.
The house is on fire.
Yes, Marie, wake up Johnny.
Johnny!
We'll have to hurry. The flames are coming up the stairs. There's an upward draft.
What's the matter, Mother?
The house is on fire. We've got to get out, Johnny. Come on.
It's too late to go down. We'll have to go up through the roof.
Oh, I've hurt my leg.
Come along, Johnny.
Mother, wait for Mother.
She'll come along.
No, I want to wait for Mother.
It's all right, Johnny. Go along with Daddy. I'll follow you.
No, I won't go. I won't go without you, Mother.
Hold on to my arm, Marie. Come on. Give me your hand, Johnny. Don't be scared. The fire won't hurt you. It won't hurt you at all. You're safe with me. We made our way upstairs, very slowly because of Marie's sprained ankle. Finally, we got to the roof. There were some firemen on the next roof. About 10 feet separated the two buildings.
Don't get panicky. We'll get you off safely.
Are we going to have to jump across, Daddy? Because Mother won't be able to jump. Her foot.
It's all right, Johnny. Don't be scared.
They're putting a board across the two roofs. We'll just walk across.
All right, now. One at a time. Tie the rope around you and come across.
Johnny, you go first. Don't be afraid. There. Now, the rope will hold you in case you slip.
Mother, you gotta go first.
I'll go right after you, Johnny.
You promise?
Go ahead, Johnny, and others will follow you. Don't turn around. Keep walking.
All right. Kid's safe. Now, you lady, be careful of the board. Hey, the board slipped off. Hurry, one of you guys, get another board.
Mother! I want my friend.
Your mother's gonna be all right, kid.
You pushed the board off, Harry. I saw you do it.
No, I didn't, Marie. I didn't.
All right, lady. Just tie the rope around you. Don't be afraid. Don't look down. Ready? Okay, boys. She's all right. Now you, mister. That's right. Tie the rope around you.
Okay.
All set? Okay.
On the ground, we stood there, the three of us, watching the fire. Sparks were shooting up through the hole where it had bitten through. Great flames shot out, stabbing at the sky. The top of the roof was burning now. Red flame crawled along, searching out the inflammable spots. A wooden pole caught fire and blazed up in a long, narrow, curving arc. The wind was helping her. All this time, Marie was shaking violently, not with cold. I pitied her. And then she threw up her hands and shrieked.
Harry!
Now, darling, don't.
I can't stand it. We can't go on this way. Police, come here.
Don't do it, Marie. There's no need to. Not the police. You don't know what you're saying.
What is it, lady? You'd better calm down now.
Officer, please.
No, it's no use, Harry. Officer, these awful fires, they're not accidental. There's a pyromaniac, a criminal.
What?
And I know who it is. You've got to arrest the person. Arrest. So there won't be any more.
All right, lady. Now, what is this? Who is the pyromaniac?
The criminal is my husband, Harry Jordan. This man here. Arrest him, officer.
Well, that's about all there is to the story, gentlemen. Then I was brought here. Must have sounded kind of, painful for you to hear it all over again, Marie.
No, it was all right, Harry.
I wonder, I got a cigarette. Could I?
No, I'll light it for you, Harry.
You don't have to worry. I won't try and keep the matches here. She's been awfully good to me, gentlemen. You'll take good care of her, won't you? She tried everything to help. She hid the matches so as to keep them from me. She even tried to give me sleeping pills so I wouldn't.
It's all right, Harry.
I'm sorry about the locket, dear. Must have fallen out of my coat when I was in that building at 98th Street.
It's all right, Harry. You can buy me another one sometime.
You can't blame anybody for liking fires. It's not their fault. Fires are beautiful to watch. So bright and clean. They burn up all the filth and dirt. And they're magnificent to watch. Especially the big ones. The way the flames roar and crackle, lighting up everything around you. The beautiful fire. The beautiful fire.
And so closes The Night Reveals, starring Mr. Robert Young and Margot. Tonight's tale of suspense.
I want you to know that the distinguished Roma California wines include the most enjoyable types for every possible occasion. Dry table wines, red and white, appetizer and dessert wines, and also champagne and sparkling burgundy. Nothing can add more downright pleasure to your meals or to your entertainment of friends. And no enjoyment could be more economical. For not only are they supremely delicious, Roma wines are America's largest selling wines, and they cost only a few cents a glass. The vast quantities regularly purchased and enjoyed by wine lovers, the advantageous locations of the great Roma wineries in the favored wine districts throughout California, these things permit truly modest prices that make Roma wines the world's outstanding wine values. Roma, R-O-M-A. Roma wines are true to type. Roma wines are faithful in flavor. Roma wines are sound of character. Roma wines are reasonable in cost. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is Robert Young. It's been a great pleasure for me to appear tonight on Suspense, one of my very favorite programs. And I know you'll want to be listening next Thursday when my friend and colleague at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Mr. Charles Lawton, will be your star.
Don't forget then, next Thursday, same time, for Charles Lawton in Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
It's intermission time at the Baba Gully Show. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for some hot popcorn? How's about your favorite soft drinks, which are sparkling cold? And there's all kinds of candy to tempt you. It's radio time, folks. Enjoy the rest of the program. Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. When it's done, be sure to check out our channel over at Watchwaddle. Enjoy some tunes with a nice cold soda.
Grab a Coke, cup or bottle. Don't forget to Watchwaddle.
Hope you're enjoying today's radio program. When it's done, be sure to check out our channel over at Watchwaddle. Enjoy some tunes with a nice cold soda.
Africa, the dark land where voodoo drums beat in the night, where the jungles are deep and full of secrets, and the moon that lights them is still a mystic moon. Africa, where men have not forgotten the evil they learned in the dawn of time. I always come back to Africa, but even here there is no rest for me. The path of time is curved upon itself like a circle, without beginning, without end. I must follow it forever. I cannot die. I cannot rest. I cannot rest. I cannot rest.
So bless me, Father.
Bless you, Mongo. Go on your way and have no fear.
Bless us, Father.
Bless you, children. Go on your way and have no fear. Bless you.
You've been away for 10 years.
Less than 10 weeks. Have I changed?
For the better. Only that's not possible.
I'm, still wearing it.
Just wanted to make sure you didn't pick up some more of them while you were in Johannesburg.
In a hospital for children.
Well, how about the doctor?
60, skinny as a rail and bald.
Well, looks like you'll be needing a priest.
Father Gilchrist.
Hello, Father.
She's gonna make a lovely bride, Roy.
Oh, Blarney.
Blarney. Well, I like that.
Well, you folks can stay out here if you like, but it's 10 degrees cooler inside, and more of these.
No thanks, Tom, but I will take a nice, big, comfortable chair. I just trekked in from Alongo Village, and I'm a little bit weary.
The best chair in the house, Father. There you are. 2 more, Esther. Those drums. They've been going like that for weeks.
That's exactly what brought me back, Tom. Once a rumor gets started in the jungle, it spreads like wildfire. If you don't stop it, the natives revert to voodoo magic, witchcraft, superstition.
Unless it's stopped, my business will be. All the native workers out at the plantation are either quitting on me or laying down on the job. Another murder out there Saturday. That's 3 in a month.
4. There was another last night right here in Bakunda, down the street.
Oh, really? Well, the 3 out of the plantation I've seen. Each body partly drained of its blood. Each with 2 peculiar wounds at the throat. Here. You know, if we were living 100 years ago, I'd almost agree with the natives. A vampire.
Oh, vampire. A dead man denied heaven because of his crimes, doomed to remain on earth in hideous semblance of life, sustaining his body on the blood of the living. Oh, medieval Tommy Rod, it's just a legend.
Yes, but a universal legend, Julie.
Well, now, do you believe in it, Father?
No, I don't believe in vampires. But I do believe with the church in the power of evil.
Whether we believe it or not, something's going on. It's having a bad effect on my native workers.
Same trouble here in town. Any ideas, Roy?
Yeah, I thought I'd see Webb Fallon.
Webb Fallon? Who's he?
Fallon. Fallon. That's from the old Gaelic. It means the stranger. One who walks in the darkness beyond the campfires.
And that describes Fallon. He's a newcomer to Bakunda. Runs a dive down near the waterfront. Nobody knows exactly where he came from. And in Africa, you don't ask questions.
Well, what can he do?
Well, in the short time Fallon's been here, he's come to know more about Bakunda's underworld than most of the natives. If anybody knows what's going on, he does. I'll be back shortly.
Natural.
We're not through yet, Fallon. You've got everything but my shirt down there now, but you can't throw naturals forever. Here's my share of the trader boat, Bakunda Queen.
$7.
devil himself couldn't have such luck.
Hey, you.
Hey, everybody! The drinks are on me! Hey! Hey! Come on over here! Hey!
That sailor, he'll make trouble.
Go and dance, Lisa.
Hello, Fallon.
Well, Mr. Kendrick.
Pretty rough on the guy, weren't you?
Oh, I didn't ask him to play. Well,
Boxcars.
you didn't come here to shoot craps at me or drink my bad gin. What's on your mind, Mr. Kendrick?
Well, a lot of people come to your place, Fallon. All kinds of people. I thought you might know something about these mysterious killings.
Yeah, but Kunda seems to have gone back into the old ways, in spite of the Father Gilchrists and all they can do. Well?
Nobody could shoot a game like yours with straight dice, Fallon. I want my money back, and my ship, too.
Take it easy, fella. I draw the dice myself. They're straight.
Stay out of this, Kendrick. Get out. All of you. You hurt, Roy?
Not bad. Thanks to you.
Better come in and wash up.
Hey, Barrett. What happened to you?
I don't know. It's the first time I ever quit a fight when a guy just looked at me.
What happened to your mirror? Did you break it?
Well, I removed it. The mirror's as bad as the sun if a strong light hits it. I have to be careful. I've got bad eyes.
Africa's a pretty tough place for a man with eye trouble.
Oh, I don't go out much in the daytime. When I do, I wear these. Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Fallon. You know the fellow you give your borrowed winnings to? The one that was buying drinks for the house?
Yes?
He just dropped dead out there. Heart attack, I guess. Not a mark on him.
I'm sorry. Is there anything else, Jack?
Well, no, I guess not. Except, what will I do with this?
Give them to somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Don't touch that!
I'm sorry. I was only looking for a cigarette.
I didn't mean to speak so sharply. It's only that, well, this box means so much to me.
1588.
The year of the Spanish Armada.
But that's your name.
And the name of my ancestor. Elizabeth Regina. Yes, she gave that box to the Webb Fallon of that day for services rendered to the crown. Here, you wanted a cigarette.
Well, thanks. That's very interesting. Why don't you come to dinner and tell us about it? I'm staying at Tom Vance's place. I'm sure they'd like to meet you.
I wonder. You're a lucky man, Roy. Found for yourself the loveliest girl in all Africa.
Or anywhere else.
Oh, a slight exaggeration, I might add.
Cigar? Ah, well, how can I thank you for a wonderful evening? The most charming people in Bakunda society.
It's been a pleasure.
Quite different from the life I usually lead.
Mr. Fallon, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Oh, please do.
Just why do you lead this sort of life? A man of your intelligence and culture.
Well, fate sometimes leads a man down strange pathways.
Man always has a free will.
Always. Sometimes things drive a man, regardless of his will. Things that may even tear his soul.
There's always the church. Tom, a glass of water.
It's all right, please. I'm sorry.
I had a touch of malaria once. These attacks are quite frequent.
Simon Peter, coffee for Mr. Fallon.
Oh, please, just be seated over there. I'll be all right in a moment. Let's talk about something else. Yes, boy, I will have some coffee.
Those drums again. Malongo Village.
Malongo Village? You can read the code.
Part reading, part guessing. There's a witchcraft cult in Malongo Village. That's where the trouble usually starts.
It is a bad village. Has been for some time.
I wonder if that's the place the vampire rumor started. Perhaps we ought to get a few men together and go up there.
Might be a good idea.
It is a good idea. I'll go there with you if you like, Roy, if you want company.
Of course I want company. But are you sure you're well enough?
Oh, I'll be all right in the morning. Shall we start at dawn?
At dawn. What broke that mirror?
Evil, Mr. Roy. Evil.
You hit?
It missed me.
No, it's just a flesh wound. Simon Peter, better wash it out. The shot came from over there.
Gun trap. You set it off yourself when you hacked at this.
This is the second time you saved my life, Fallon. How can I say thanks?
Oh, don't try. We're getting into bad country. I think we better make camp here for the night unless you want to run into more of these.
Yeah, I guess we'd better.
Webb Fallon here. IQ now. Meet Taba here. Bullet come from front over there. Bullet hit Taba. Same bullet. Why bullet no go through Buwana Fallon? Taba, the bullet did pass through his body, but there's no mark, no bleeding, nothing. Vampire. Taba, he must be destroyed. Bullet won't destroy him. What will? A spear dipped in molten silver. drums. They stopped.
Troy. Help me in. Quickly. Take it away from me. Take it away. I can still feel it searing me.
There's no blood on it, Roy.
Fallon.
You know now the drums were telling the truth.
Why,
Look at me. You're seeing a creature that doesn't exist. You're looking at a legend. The natives knew. As soon as they saw the first body, the first victim, they knew what creature it is that must have human blood to live. Stay, Roy. Listen to me. 400 years ago, there was a young woman. I caused her death. Since that time, I've been under a curse. The curse of the undead. Young people like you and Julie, I destroy them. I cannot die. I live on and on to destroy peace and happiness. No, Roy. Put down the spear. Put it down. You can't fight me. I have walked the earth for 400 years. I've learned things that no human being can ever know. No man is strong enough to fight me. Kneel. What do you see?
only your eyes.
Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Your mind belongs to me. From now until the day you die. You will never speak of this. Never.
I will never speak.
Under my head is the box containing the earth from my grave. The box Queen Elizabeth gave me after the Armada.
Carry my body to the mountaintop. Lay my head on the box and leave me where the rising moon will bathe me in her light. Let nothing stop you.
Taba, dead. Simon Peter shot. Can't talk. Hurt bad.
Take him back to the plantation. Safari is over. Tomorrow I'm starting back to Bukunda.
Roy, we've been expecting you every day.
Glad to see you back, Roy. Sorry I couldn't see it through with you, but these attacks of malaria. I'd have been more of a hindrance than a help. Anyway, you did a pretty good job without me.
Oh, fine job, Roy. The killings have stopped and all the natives are quiet. Well, we haven't heard the drums for some time now.
Julie, Fallon's.
What are you trying to say, Roy?
I don't know. I can't seem to.
It's the fever.
He'll rest now. Fever and a bad one. I've never seen such violent delirium. He's going to need care.
Well, he'll stay here, of course.
Oh, yes. I'll take care of him.
You won't be able to do it alone, Julie. I'd like to help if I may.
That's very kind of you.
Not at all, Julie. I'd do anything to help you.
Come in.
Hello, Julie. Am I late?
Not at all.
I just stopped to get some fruit for Roy. How is he?
I can't understand it. Normally the fever goes after a few days, but this has been going on for 2 weeks now, and there's no change. Oh, he's come out of it once or twice, long enough to ask me to wire to Johannesburg for this book. I can't imagine what he wants with it. But he was so violent about it, the doctor said it might make him worse if he didn't get it. It's a horrible legend. Listen. Death, often the most dreaded of human experiences, is denied the vampire. He must prowl the earth endlessly. The real menace of the vampire comes from the fact that in many ways he appears normally human. He can become one of you. And all the while his curse is upon you. Curse of the undead. It gives me the creeps.
It's only a book, Julie. Let's go and see how the patient is, shall we?
He's still asleep. You've been very kind to spend so much of your time here.
You've been very kind to let me. You're tired, Julie. I'll stay with Roy.
Thanks.
Oh, Julie. I almost forgot. I have something for you.
Oh, it's beautiful. But...
Please. Being here in this house has given me a new interest. Showed me a side of life I am not accustomed to. I'm grateful. Go and rest, Julie.
You're one of the nicest people I've ever known.
Fallon.
I'm glad you're awake. Your book came, Roy. I can save you the trouble. The chapter you want begins on page 97. The cross has great power over the undead. They cannot bear its paralyzing touch. But the undead can be completely destroyed in only one way. The body must be consumed with fire and the ashes scattered. Did you really think that you could destroy me?
I heard you just now with Julie. That's why you've been coming here. To be with her.
Maybe it is, Roy.
You destroy happiness. People like Julie and me. You come between them and destroy them. You told me that yourself at night out in the jungle. Let us alone, Fallon.
I like it here. I like Julie. One day soon, she'll join me in eternal life.
You can't, Fallon. I'm telling Father Gilchrist. I'm telling him that...
You are not telling anybody. There's nothing you could do to stop me. Nothing.
You were at the Vance house.
That's right.
You were there last night and the night before and every day. You practically live there.
Keeping track of me, Lisa?
It's that Vance girl, Julie. She's the main attraction, isn't she?
The only attraction. Good night, Lisa.
What's the matter? Did he give you the brush off?
Let me alone.
You don't have much luck with Fallon, do you? Neither do I. How about teaming up?
What do you mean?
I'm well healed again. I'm looking for a chance to even up the score.
You can't win.
Are you sure? I'll cut the cards with him. One draw. High man. When he calls for a deck of cards, you bring this deck.
Why do you think you can win with that deck?
This is why.
One draw.
One draw. Ace high.
Shuffle the cards, Lisa.
You first.
Peter King.
I'll draw for Mr. Barrett. I might bring him luck. Ace of diamonds. I think that tops you.
I think so, too. The drinks are on me, sister. Come on, boys.
Luck runs in streaks, Fallon. Yours just started downhill.
Well, we did it, huh, babe?
We may regret it.
Leave the regrets to Fallon. How about helping me spend some of this?
Hello, Lisa.
Those drums. Do you know what they're saying? Barrett. This time it's Barrett. You followed him tonight. When he left. After the game. Why did you come here? Why?
Don't be afraid, Lisa. Look at me. I'm speaking to you, Lisa. You can think of nothing else. Come to me, Lisa. Now.
No. No.
Lisa. Lisa. I'm sorry I can't help you, gentlemen. Barrett was here last night, and so was Lisa. As far as I know, they left together. But I've no idea what happened to them after that.
Mr. Fallon, we understand that Barrett did some gambling here last night. That, as a matter of fact, you yourself lost a considerable sum of money to him.
You trying to attach a motive to me, gentlemen?
Oh, nonsense, Fallon. We know you better than that. Furthermore, we mustn't forget that Barrett's winnings were found in his pocket, untouched.
The killer could have been frightened away.
No, I doubt it. And even if robbery were the motive in Barrett's case, how do you account for the murder of the dancer?
You've known this girl for some time, Mr. Fallon?
Yes, she worked for me here ever since I opened. I was very fond of Lisa. I don't know where I'm going to find another dancer half as good.
Well, what puzzles us most, Mr. Fallon, is the strange circumstances of death. In both cases, the bodies had peculiar punctures at the throat. In both cases, the bodies were partly drained of blood. We don't know how to explain it.
Neither do I. All I can say is that these two new deaths are very similar to those that have been throwing the natives into a panic.
Well, unfortunately, that's all any of us can say. Those drums. Unless we settle this thing soon, we're in for a bad time.
Makunda's turned into a ghost town. Not a native left at the docks. Not a native left at the rubber plantation. Even the women and children are gone.
Gentlemen, you can see for yourselves what this trouble's done to my business.
Then you can't suggest anything will help us out.
Nothing. I'm sorry.
Expect you at the house this evening.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Roy! The light, Roy. It's in my eyes. Draw the curtains. You heard me, Roy. Draw the curtains. I see you've been reading your book again. You've learned the undead are chained to their graves.
I'd give anything to chain you to yours.
Were you going to throw that earth out of the window? If you did, you know what I'd have to do? I'd have to go back for more before the next full moon. That's all. Well, there's the window. Go ahead, scatter it.
Let Julie alone. Let us both alone. Go away anywhere, away from Bakunda.
Where to? This has all happened before. It'll all happen again. No matter where I go. Until the end of time.
You look human. Isn't there any human soul left in you? Do you have to kill and destroy?
On the contrary, I bring life to my victims. Didn't you read that in your book? Lisa will rise from her grave and walk again, just as I did. So will Barrett. So will Julie. You bother with a dagger when even a bullet couldn't hurt me? You've forgotten your book, Roy. Go back to Julie while you still have the chance. She won't be with you much longer.
Natives are gathering at their villages. They've decided to take matters in their own hands. They blame Fallon.
Blame Fallon?
Yes, I'm afraid this settles it. Fallon will have to leave Bakunda at once.
Leave? But you can't do that to him.
It's for his own protection, Julie.
Giving up everything, that's protection?
Oh, please, try to understand.
I think I do understand. You're afraid. Somebody has to be blamed, and Fallon's the outsider.
Julie, that's not the point.
No, I can see that. Fallon's tried to help in every possible way. Yet you're willing to take away everything he has and drive him out of here. Because these silly things have happened and...
Do you want to see him killed?
I want to see you find out the truth. Dad, don't you realize that driving Fallon out of here isn't going to stop this thing? It'll just start all over again, and then you'll have hurt him, and all for nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid we'll have to risk that.
And you, Roy, are you going to risk it too? Well, why don't you speak up? Fallon saved your life not once but twice. He made that trek through the jungles with you, and he's been taking care of you through your sickness, and... Well, why don't you say something? Why don't you defend your friend?
Julie, please. Roy's not well. You shouldn't.
Well, what's the matter with him? What's the matter with all of us?
Julie's upset. Nerves on edge. We're all that way. Don't let it worry you, Roy. I'm glad you're here, Father. There's more trouble.
Yes, I know. I heard it on the drums. That's the reason I came back.
I'm on my way to see Webb Fallon. I won't be long. In the meantime, I wish you'd have a talk with Julie.
I will, Tom. Roy, first I'd like to have a little talk with you.
You're the real reason I came back. The drums said you were very ill. Is it the fever? Roy, look at me. The drums say it isn't the fever. That it's something else. Something deeper. Something that I can help you with. Tell me about it.
I can't, Father.
Roy, you've got to believe that a man's free will cannot be controlled by another unless he cooperates. And that's exactly what you've done. You've let Fallon control your will. It's up to you to stop it.
What's the use, Father? It's too late.
It's never too late if you really want help. The place for that help is the house of God. Shall we go there together, Roy?
Well, Tom, glad to see you.
Good evening, Fallon. Voodoo magic. That's what I came to see you about.
Come in, let's shut out that wind. It's not a hocus pocus. I don't let it bother me.
Well, it's getting rather serious. Do you know what those drums are saying?
Sure, I can read the drums. According to them, I'm the cause of all the trouble here. Don't tell me you believe that, Tom.
Oh, of course not. But these rumors have a way of spreading, of getting out of control. It's gotten to a point, Fallon, where, well, I'm concerned for your personal safety.
Oh, thanks, Tom. A glass of sherry?
No, thank you.
Do you think these rumors are as serious as all that?
Enough that I'd like to see you leave Bakunda for a while, until this thing blows over.
Want to leave my business? What there is of it?
I think it's the wise thing to do. Oh, just for a month or so. Of course, it won't solve our problem, but at least it will clear you in the eyes of the natives. I wish you'd consider it, Fallon.
It is considered, Tom, and decided. I'll leave Bakunda as quickly as possible.
Well, thank you. I don't think either one of us will regret it. There's a boat scheduled to sail in the morning, the Bakunda Queen.
Not the Bakunda Queen, Tom. No skipper since the death of Barrett. Don't worry, I'll find some way of leaving the country.
Good night, Fallon.
Good night.
Good luck.
Julie, listen to me.
Julie. Come to me, Julie. Julie, I'm waiting. Come to me, Julie. I'm here, Julie. I've been waiting, Julie. Waiting.
Julie? Julie! Oh, Simon Peter, you're well again.
But not in the heart, Mr. Roy. Those drums, what they say about Mr. Fallon is true. You must believe it.
I do believe it. I believed it ever since that night out in the jungle on the safari.
And yet you do nothing, Mr. Roy?
I couldn't. It was like being sick with fever. Even my tongue was tied.
The curse of the undead.
Roy, you shouldn't be on your feet like this. Sit down.
I'm all right. I'm well again. Father Gilchrist helped me free myself of Fallon.
Free yourself. I don't understand.
I've been under his control ever since that night out on the safari. I hadn't been able to tell anyone until tonight.
Think we better be on our way, Roy.
Stay here with Julie. Don't let her out of your sight, not for a second.
Stay with Julie? Where is she?
Isn't she here?
Not in her room. I thought she was with you.
Fallon. She's gone to Fallon. Box of earth. It would be right there if he intended to come back.
But that's Julie's.
She's gone, Tom, with Fallon.
What about the Pecunda Queen? It's scheduled to sail at dawn.
Not until next week. There's no skipper to replace Barrett. There's no other ship in port.
Well, if they went by motor, they're either bound for Angana or Calabar. I'll get Dillon to open the telegraph office.
Not a chance in a million they went anywhere but straight into the backcountry. We can't telegraph into the jungle. Oh, wait a second. We can. Simon Peter, the drums.
No, wait. If we let the natives know Fallon's out there in the jungle, there'll be an open fight. I'm thinking of Julie.
Tell the tribes this is our juju. We don't want them to interfere. We'll get Fallon ourselves. All we want is their help to locate him. Send it like that.
That was Zamba's village. They have seen nothing of Fallon or the lady.
Ask them to relay our message, and have each tribe that receives it relay it again.
Fallon and the lady have been seen on the trail near the Malunga village trekking north.
Repeat the message that no one is to interfere. Keep all the drums working. We want to report on the drums of their position each time they're seen.
Roy, there's no chance to get carriers now. We'll have to go alone, with light packs and rifles.
Rifles are useless, Tom. I mean against Fallon.
Well, something's got to stop him.
I'm going with you.
Well, not on a trek like this.
I know these jungles, Roy, and I might be needed.
This is Itoba village, Julie. We can stop here.
What was this place?
A temple village sacred to the death god of a forbidden cult. The cult was destroyed, but the temple was never touched. Native taboo says that those who come here will die.
What a terrible thing. To worship death.
There need be no death, Julie, if you know the way. I can show you the way.
Where can we rest?
Up here. This is the Holy of Holies. The Temple of Death. Wait here, Julie. Come in, Julie. We'll wait here until moonrise.
They were seen entering the Etoba village.
How far is that?
About 2 hours, pushing hard. The moon should rise in a little less than 2 hours.
You mean we can't make it?
We've got to make it.
The path of time is curved upon itself like a circle, without beginning, without end. A man may follow that path forever if he chooses. But he need not walk alone. We could walk that path together, Julie. We could visit worlds that no human eye has ever seen. Will you come with me, Julie?
I'll go with you. Always.
Sleep, Julie. Sleep. When the moon is risen, you will be beyond death.
It's almost moonrise.
Well, let's keep going.
Julie, this box contains the earth from my grave. It's not a sign of death, Julie. It's a sign of power in another world. After tonight, Julie, I'll no longer be alone. You'll be with me. You'll walk with me through the dark shadows of eternity. Julie, listen to me. Julie, the time is now.
Pull it out, Rye. It burns. It's burning. It's burning. It burns.
Roy.
Are you all right, Julie?
It's like a terrible dream.
But it's all over.
Thanks for watching the Baba Ghoulie Show by OTR Halloween Holidays. This is Waddle the Duck saying check out Channel Watchwaddle for some fun cartoons with no static.